welcome into the RebZone. Hope you enjoyed another great weekend watching football. No Rebels football game this weekend. The Rebs are coming off their second bye week of the season, riding a 4-game win streak, finishing non-conference play undefeated for the first time in program history. It's wheels up to Laramie, Wyoming on Saturday. Dan Mullen says it's a brand new season. They got to go win their final 8 conference games of the year and hoist up that Mountain West Championship trophy. We'll hear more from Coach Mullen and his Rebels. But first, we're kicking things off tonight with the brand new looking Runnin Rebels. The season is here and the Runnin Rebels kicked off their first practice under head coach Josh Pastner. Only one player returning from last year's team besides redshirt sophomore forward Jacob Barnaby and myself. It's all brand new faces over at Mendenhall. Former ACC Coach of the Year Josh Pastner has 3 former Runnin Rebels on his coaching staff and a roster filled with former 4-stars and 5-stars, a whole lot of talent from the Big Ten, SEC, and Big 12. Here's the latest from Coach Pastner on establishing a competitive excellence this offseason.
This is the baseline, and there's been nothing below this. I mean, this is what's going to be required. Zero tolerance, non-negotiables. So I think setting that in. We still have a lot of things to do to put in. I mean, we've got to put I can give you a laundry list of boxes that we need to check to make sure that we're ready to play a game, and we're far from that. The good news is we don't play a game for about another 6 weeks. So we have time to put things in, but as in terms of the standards and culturally and how we want to play and what we need to do, I think that's critical. We've spent a lot of time on that, and I think we've done a good job to this point, and we'll keep attacking it as we move forward. I believe in an endurance mindset. When I got the job, I told the guys, and I told our performance team, I want us in the mentality that we're training for a Tour de France race. I understand that we can't take the team to the Alps, but that type of conditioning and mentality, it's got to be that type of shape. And I don't even think we've conditioned enough. We're far from where we need to be at conditioning-wise. We still have a long way to go. It's got to be an endurance mindset, but I'm a big believer in being able to train with that mindset of, and again, we're not going to be on the bike the whole time because the bike is good because it's easy on the joints and the knees and all that, but we do need to get up and down on the court. So I want us to have a training mentality like we're trying to train for the Tour de France.
Honestly, just the physicality of the game. The SEC is a real physical conference. I redshirted, but obviously just practicing against those guys every day showed me that it's a real physical game, and it also helps win games. Honestly, conditioning. We've conditioned a lot all summer since the day we got here. I feel like I'm probably in the best shape I've ever been in as much as we run here. So in the long run, I know not a lot of teams are conditioning like we are, so that'll help us down the stretch for sure.
Well, I would say we play with a lot of physicality. I heard Nas say earlier, one thing Coach preaches is max effort. So I think we all play with a lot of max effort for sure. We got guys just dinged up here and there, and I think that just goes to show that how much effort and how much, just even outside of practice, is how hard we work. We hope to just bring back the Runnin and the Rebels, I would say for the past, I'm still getting put on to the UNLV history, but I would say it hasn't been the same for a while now. And so, with the new team and with the new coaching, we just want to change that, and we want to, kind of push UNLV back out there. The history of this gym, really the gym we're standing on, is amazing. I used to dream of being in places like this when I was a little kid, watching the USA camp and all the pros being here, so now that I'm here, it's just it's motivating, so just trying to push that back out there, UNLV is one of those places as well.
Conditioning. These guys are getting in shape for their season. Want to mention that UNLV opens their first 3 games of the year at home at the Thomas and Mack, kicking off on November 4th, 8th, and 11th. The Runnin Rebels will play 2 exhibition games, October 19th and October 28th. But Josh Pastner wants to let you know free parking At the Thomas and Matt, can't wait to have Coach Pastner in studio every Sunday on the RebZone. It's going to be a ton of fun. You don't want to miss it this fall. RebZone with Coach Pastner. Well, coming up, UNLV football had the week off, undefeated at 4-0 on a bye this week, looking to clinch their first Mountain West win of the season when we pack our bags to Laramie, Wyoming. Check out Rebel Nation on the road. So cool to see the support for the Rebs across the country. More RebZone after the break.
I just think, as we go back, we're reviewing things. I think a lot of it, coaching areas, making sure we're asking our guys to do things they can do, making sure we're communicating really well on both offense and defense, who's in the game, what we're doing, where we're trying to attack, making sure we not just teach and stall, don't do too much, don't do too little, but really make sure the guys got it and understand, because it's the first time a lot of them are doing it. A lot of times you think, okay, hey, we got it. Yeah, maybe we do, maybe we don't. Like it looked good in practice. So it's just, make sure we really get an understanding of it. And then the same with the players on the field is that complete commitment to preparation. Within games, right? Of the not doing it until I get it right, the doing it so you can't do it wrong, type of deal. And and you look because there is so much new to guys, right? It's not, no one's in their fourth year in the system. Where like, hey, they got it for sure. Like, hey, I've done this thousands of times. They haven't. So I think just a lot of those, every little detail within fundamentals, we got to keep.
It's been a fun 4-0 season with Coach Mullen. He's the first head coach I've ever seen award his entire staff and team with post-win crumble cookies on the plane after defeating Miami, Ohio, clinching the program's first win in the Eastern time zone. Let's take a look at what went viral this week.
All right, great win, everybody. Hey, because to win, a little celebration gift. We got crumble cookies for the play. Pass them down the road.
One of the great things that I went to the staff today, I said, what an unbelievable situation we're in. We're not having to go in and sit there and address motivational issues. We're not having to go in and adjust attitude issues. Okay, we get to go coach ball. We get to go now. We got to get a lot better at that right now, right? Making sure, we're covering up, we're in the right gaps, blocking the right things, not oversetting different protections, making the right reads of the quarterback, right reads of the running back, locking the right people, route depths at the right area, fitting the gaps, staying square on blocks on the defensive side of the ball, making sure we're folding and fitting the right way and slanting or angling the right way on the defensive line. All ball stuff. Love that. We're so fortunate, and that's a lot of fun. It's so fun to go coach football and to go teach out there on the field, because we're not having to, I couldn't be prouder of a group of guys but we had every opportunity to implode last weekend. Now, you're down 14 points 3 different times in a game, on the road, 3 time zones away, at 9:30 in the morning, right? And it could have just been with a whole new team, right? Of what do they call us? Like last chance you, right? Like of guys, there's so many different chances to implode and be like, that's your, and you know what? We didn't.
Welcome back to the RebZone. We have been waiting to meet the man behind these iconic UNLV football game day posters. This week, we finally get to sit down and meet one of the best graphic artists in all of college athletics. The Las Vegas native Dean Pizzoferrato grew up in this town watching the glory days of the Runnin Rebels and is now giving fans a chance to wear a piece of UNLV history with these game day pins and also hang on to more UNLV football memorabilia. Let's head in to Dean's dungeon at UNLV.
The thought process with these home posters is really wanted to do kind of like a throwback, kind of like a retro feel. A big nostalgia guy. I love pop culture. I love comic books, trading cards, and this is a huge inspiration in kind of me becoming a graphic designer. Like Drew Struzan was an original inspiration from the Star Wars posters, the big montage posters. And then specifically with these football game posters, we had a great opportunity to do something a little bit more, push it a little bit more, and then do something a little bit more artistic and classy that we could really kind of put on the wall. With these specifically, I really wanted to focus on colors, layouts, and then football and the success of the football program. It was just really exciting, and then wanted to focus on each poster being an individual player, which was super unique. We had a huge game talking about the serialization previously on. Marcel McDuffie, he's going to be the star of the next poster. Great game, I think everybody watched that last game. Huge plays. A big thing for us too internally is we like giving the guys that come back some love. So he came back, he's like one of our guys that came back. He gets the game 4 poster. The UCLA tips on there. We got the fumble recovery, so he's making big plays. We have to reward our guys. And it's a really strong poster. He gets a breast cancer awareness, so it's going to be a pink theme. And then we also have our pins that I think have trickled out across. We introduced the pins this year, which takes an element from the poster. It's the comic book, the blockage, and then we're pulling that out, and then we're making a fun little pin that basically I think people have been receiving pretty well. Really exciting. For me specifically, one of my biggest, one of the big joys I get out of working on this project is seeing the fans interact, going to the games, and kind of just seeing, even on social media, like the retweets is really exciting.
Big shout out to Dean at UNLV. These posters are so awesome. I have them hanging up in my office. And shout out to the game day pins as well. Just want to let you know, Rebel fans, these are free at every home game. So make sure you grab them, throw them on your kid's room, in your office, wherever. Just a piece of history to hang on to. Well, it's time to beat the Cowboys. We'll take a look at UNLV's 3 Mountain West games in the month of October. More RebZone after the break. Welcome back to the RebZone. Because of UNLV football's Week 0 matchup, the Rebels have already had 2 bye weeks this season, and yes, they still have 1 more bye week next month and are rolling into Mountain West play with momentum, undefeated at 4-0. Here's a look at UNLV's 3 Mountain West games in October. Finally, Mountain West play is here. Wheels up to Laramie, Wyoming to beat the Cowboys on Saturday for a 4 p.m. kickoff. The Rebels return home to host Air Force on homecoming October 11th, and we'll pack up our bags with the team to Boise, Idaho to get revenge on the Broncos on October 18th. That'll be a really fun one. The Cowboys are 2-2 this season, also coming off a bye week. Should be a great matchup on the road this week in Laramie, Wyoming. Well, it's also been a really fun season, as you know, with Dan Mullen and his personality, his brand new Rebels. We can't help but take a look back tonight at one feature in particular. The former Bruin, Alani Makihele, who is loud and proud on the field. Alani started his college career at UNLV, transferred to UCLA to play 1 season with the Bruins last year, and now he's back here in Vegas making history with the Rebels, leading UNLV to a historic 4-0 season. UNLV football just wrapped up a huge football season, 11 wins for the first time in 40 years. Yep. Let's talk about making the decision to come back to Las Vegas. What was that like?
Making a decision, it was a no-brainer. As soon as I entered the portal, my DMs flooded with coaches from UNLV, and I'm like, man, at first, I wasn't even thinking that was an option, and then, as soon as I got a text from Coach Alani and Coach Mullen, I'm like, yeah, I need to go back. And, I've been here my whole career, and so this is my second home, and so I love it out here.
New position coach this year, coming off a national championship. What is his energy like?
No, he's great. He's probably one of the best coaches I ever had. He's great. He's young, but he's very experienced. So, I respect him a lot. He's a great guy, great coach. He knows what he's doing, the ins and outs of football. If you have a question, he's going to have an answer to it. There's not a question that's not going to be answered when you're around him. So he's a great coach. He's really experienced. So I appreciate him a lot.
Speaking of the dub, just love to see how confident Anthony Calandria is playing right now, really efficient. What are you seeing from number 10?
Number 10 is a great player. He's a real vocal leader. So he's going to, he's going to lead, and so when you're in that huddle, he's going to tell you what you have to do, and he's just going to take, control, and that's what we look for in a quarterback, so he's very skilled as well. He's very fast, so sometimes it's not what you want if you miss a block, but I know sometimes if a guy gets through and I turn around, and Anthony Calandria, he's gone, and somebody's on the floor, and I'm like, how did he, you know what I'm saying? So he's a real good ball player, and I'm excited to play with him for the rest of the year.
Every snap, every down, are you thinking of your culture, your hometown?
Yeah, so I'm Tongan from the island of Tonga, and so it's in the South Pacific, and so wherever I go, I'm throwing the T's. So if you see me on the field and I'm doing this or doing one of these, it's really for my culture of the island of Tonga from back home. So that's one of the biggest things to me is my culture and my family, and I know my family is really big in my culture, so my culture is also really big to me as well.
Want to wrap it up with Coach Mullen. Just what an honor it is to play for him, how much you've learned under him.
Oh, yeah. Coach Mullen, this is one of the most different head coaches I've ever had in my life. Because, we'll be on the field, and out of nowhere, and we turn around, change the whole play, and it works. And I'm like, oh, he's playing Madden, like real-life Madden, And so he's probably one of the smartest coaches I ever played with. So even he knows every position, O-line, because, some head coaches, they only know one position and know how to play call, But he knows every position. So I come off the field. If Coach Soleni's busy, talking to someone else, and I look around, and Coach Mullen's right there, I'll go ask Coach Mullen. He'll have the same exact answer Coach Soleni will have for me. So, he's a real special coach. He's a leader, and he's a good guy as well. He's a real family man. So, I love playing under Coach Mullen.